Earth's first encounter with alien life happened in 2157, when a massive ship appeared near the moon. The world watched in stunned silence as the vessel, nearly 2 miles long, positioned itself in Earth orbit. After 3 days of global panic and military preparations, the aliens finally sent a message. They called themselves the Galactic Council, a union of advanced species that govern most of the known galaxy. They invited Earth to send representatives for diplomatic talks. World leaders quickly selected a team of 12 humans. Ambassador Jack Howard, a respected diplomat with 30 years of experience, led the delegation. Dr. Olivia Martinez, Earth's most brilliant physicist, joined as the scientific advisor. The others included military officers, linguists, and cultural experts. The council ship sent a smaller vessel to collect the humans. As they boarded, Dr. Martinez whispered to Howard, "I never thought I'd walk on an alien spaceship in my lifetime." Howard nodded, his face serious. "Remember our mission. We represent all of humanity now." The shuttle journey lasted only minutes before docking with the massive council ship. When the doors opened, the humans stepped into a vast chamber filled with strange beings. 3 main species dominated the gathering. The Vrelga stood 7 feet tall with 4 arms and thick, armored skin. Their eyes tracked the humans with cold calculation. The Zith were shorter, with blue skin and large heads that housed their advanced brains. Most unsettling were the Moravi, who looked almost human except for their silver eyes and unusual grace. A Moravi stepped forward. "I am High Counselor Drek. Welcome to the Galactic Council." Ambassador Howard bowed slightly. "We bring greetings from Earth. We are honored by this historic meeting." The High Counselor's smile didn't reach his eyes. "Yes, we have been observing your planet for some time. Your recent development of faster-than-light communication caught our attention." The humans were led to a round table where representatives from 12 alien species sat watching them with various expressions of curiosity, disdain, or indifference. As the talks progressed over several days, Dr. Martins noticed a pattern. Whenever she explained Earth's technological achievements, the council members exchanged looks. When Howard described human governance systems, the aliens barely hid their amusement. On the 5th day, the council formally rejected Earth's application for membership. "Your species is simply too young," High Counselor Drek explained. "Perhaps in a century or 2, you might be ready." Howard tried to negotiate observer status, but the council remained firm. Earth would receive limited trading rights, but nothing more. That night, unable to sleep in their provided quarters, Dr. Martinez wandered the corridors of the alien ship. She took a wrong turn and found herself near what appeared to be a meeting room. Voices drifted through the partially open door. "The humans possess remarkable resilience," a Vrelga voice rumbled. "Our simulations show they would make excellent labor forces. Their planet contains the largest deposits of crystalline quartz we found in this sector," added a Zith. "Essential for our new drive systems." High Counselor Drek's voice came clearly. "We'll begin with scientific outposts. The humans won't object to a few research stations. From there, we can expand our presence gradually. Within 20 years, we'll control their entire system without firing a shot." Martinez froze, her heart pounding. She carefully backed away and hurried to Howard's quarters. "They're planning to take over Earth," she whispered after waking him. "They're not denying us membership because we're primitive. They want our resources and see us as potential slaves." Howard's face darkened. "We need proof before making accusations." "I have an idea," Martinez said. "They gave me access to their scientific database. I might be able to access their actual plans." By morning, Martinez had the evidence, detailed council documents outlining a century-long strategy to colonize Earth while keeping humans oblivious to their true intentions. When the human delegation returned to Earth, they brought not hope of galactic friendship, but warning of an existential threat that would soon test humanity's survival. 6 months after the first contact, strange ships began appearing throughout Earth's solar system. The Galactic Council called them scientific expeditions and cultural exchange missions. Earth's governments, still processing the shocking revelation of alien life, reluctantly agreed to allow these visitors. Dr. Olivia Martinez didn't trust them. She had seen the Council's true plans, but many world leaders thought she and Ambassador Howard were overreacting. Some nations even welcomed alien technology and trade opportunities. They're moving faster than their original timeline, Martinez told Howard during a secure video call. Something changed. Howard nodded grimly. They've seen our military capabilities up close. They know we can't stop them. The first sign of trouble came from Mars. Earth's small research colony there reported unusual activity on the far side of the planet. When they sent drones to investigate, they discovered Zith engineers extracting rare minerals from deep within Martian crust. This violates the agreement, Commander Lisa Wright reported from the Mars base. They're mining without permission or oversight. Earth filed a formal complaint with the Council. High Counselor Drek dismissed their concerns, calling it a simple misunderstanding and promising better communication in the future. 2 weeks later, Lieutenant Daniel Foster was piloting a routine supply mission to Saturn's moon Titan when his sensors detected unexpected energy readings. Changing course to investigate, he flew over a massive excavation site. Vrelga workers operated huge machines that dug deep into Titan's surface, extracting methane and other valuable gases. Foster switched on his ship's recording systems and flew closer, capturing clear images of the operation. 3 Vrelga patrol ships immediately moved to intercept him. "Earth vessel, you have entered a restricted area," came the transmission. "Leave immediately or face consequences." Foster transmitted back. "This is Earth territory. You have no authority to restrict movement here." The lead Vrelga ship fired a warning shot that passed just meters from Foster's vessel. "This is your final warning," the Vrelga commander stated. Foster retreated, but not before securing the evidence. When he returned to Earth, his recordings caused international outrage. Multiple unauthorized alien operations were discovered throughout the solar system. Mining on asteroids, research stations on Jupiter's moons, and monitoring posts watching Earth itself. United Earth representatives confronted the Council again, presenting Foster's evidence along with data from other discoveries. The Council's response was immediate and concerning. "Your solar system falls within Council jurisdiction," Drek announced coldly. "Your people signed acceptance of our presence. If you interfere with Council operations, we will be forced to take protective measures." As tensions escalated, a Moravi diplomat named Simon Gray secretly contacted Ambassador Howard. "I must speak with you urgently," Gray whispered, looking over his shoulder constantly. They'd met in a quiet park at night. "The Council plans to accelerate their timeline," Gray explained, his silver eyes reflecting moonlight. "The Vrelga military faction has gained influence. They argue that slow colonization takes too much time. They want Earth's resources now." Howard stared at him. "Why are you telling me this? Why betray your people?" Gray looked pained. "My species joined the Council 300 years ago. We were like you, hopeful, independent. Now we're just another voice drowned out by the powerful. What they're doing to Earth, it's happened before. I can't watch it happen again." He handed Howard a data crystal. "This contains Council military plans, patrol schedules, and communication codes. They plan to strike within 30 days. Before Howard could ask more questions, Gray vanished into the darkness. The next morning, Howard presented the information to Earth's United Defense Council. General Alan Parker studied the alien battle plans with growing alarm. "If this is accurate," Parker said, "they're planning a full-scale invasion. And we're not ready." Martinez looked at the horrified faces around the table. "We have 30 days to prepare for war with an enemy centuries beyond our technology. We need to act now." 3 months after the invasion, Earth seemed defeated. Alien control towers stood in major cities. Vrelga patrols enforced strict curfews. Humans were forced to work in mines and factories, extracting Earth's resources for the Galactic Council. But beneath this surface of defeat, resistance burned like a hidden fire. Colonel Samantha Rivers watched through binoculars as a Vrelga supply convoy moved along the mountain road below. Once a decorated Air Force officer, she now led one of the largest resistance cells in North America. 6 transport vehicles, light escort, she whispered to the team beside her. Just as our informant said. Her second-in-command, Major Frank Wilson, checked his watch. Charges should detonate in 30 seconds. Right on schedule, the road ahead of the convoy exploded. As the alien vehicle screeched to a halt, Rivers gave the signal. Hidden resistance fighters opened fire from the forest on both sides of the road. The ambush lasted less than 2 minutes. When it ended, the humans had captured 3 intact transport vehicles filled with alien weapons and technology. Load everything quickly, Rivers ordered. We have 15 minutes before reinforcements arrive. Similar scenes played out across the planet. In the Siberian wilderness, former Russian special forces sabotaged alien mining operations. In the Amazon rainforest, indigenous guides led resistance fighters through terrain the aliens couldn't navigate. Under the Sahara Desert, engineers converted abandoned oil facilities into hidden bases. The most significant resistance hub operated from inside Mount Cheyenne, where the old military complex had survived the initial attack. Engineer Eric Nelson worked there day and night, studying captured alien technology. Their weapons use principles we understand, Nelson explained to Rivers during a secure video call. The difference is in materials and power sources. We're learning to adapt their tech to our needs. Nelson's team had already created hybrid weapons combining human firearms with alien power cells. They performed better than standard guns against Vrelga armor. The aliens responded to growing resistance with increasing brutality. Towns suspected of harboring fighters were destroyed. Public executions became common. Yet each act of cruelty only strengthened human resolve. In what remained of London, a teenage girl named Susan Brown risked her life daily to carry messages between resistance cells. In Sydney, Dr. John Miller treated wounded fighters in a hidden clinic beneath a destroyed hospital. In Cairo, former hackers disrupted alien communications. 6 months into the occupation, Colonel Rivers received unexpected news. A resistance team exploring the Nevada desert had discovered something remarkable. A massive underground facility, untouched by the invasion. It was built during the Cold War, explained Captain Leo Garcia, who led the discovery team. Some kind of doomsday bunker. It's huge, fully stocked, and has its own power system. Rivers immediately organized an expedition. What they found exceeded all expectations. A complete military base buried beneath the desert, with weapons, vehicles, food, and working computer systems. This changes everything, Rivers said as she walked through the facility's main command center. We finally have a secure base for large-scale operations. Within weeks, the Nevada facility became the headquarters for the Earth Defense Coalition, uniting resistance groups worldwide. General Alan Parker, who had survived the invasion in a mountain cabin, emerged to take command. We're no longer just surviving, Parker told the assembled resistance leaders. Now we fight back systematically. Meanwhile, alien occupiers faced unexpected challenges. Their equipment malfunctioned in Earth's varied environments. Soldiers fell ill with Earth-based bacteria their systems couldn't handle. Supply lines stretched thin across the vast planet. High Commander Grek, the Vrelga leader, grew frustrated with daily reports of sabotage and resistance. How can these primitives cause so much trouble? He demanded of his officers. They were supposed to be conquered by now. What Grek couldn't understand was that humanity had centuries of experience fighting against oppression. People who had nothing left to lose found courage they never knew they had. In a hidden laboratory beneath the ruins of Boston, Dr. Olivia Martinez made the breakthrough that would change everything. Dr. Olivia Martinez hadn't slept in 3 days. Her underground laboratory, hidden beneath the ruins of a Boston university, was crowded with equipment salvaged from various research facilities. Coffee cups and protein bar wrappers littered her desk. "I need to run the test again," she told her assistant, Dr. Greg Johnson. Something's not right with these readings. Martinez had been studying Vrelga blood samples collected from battlefield casualties. For months, she had noticed something odd. Human weapons seemed to affect the aliens differently than expected. Some soldiers reported that certain weapons worked better than others against Vrelga armor, despite having similar power. "It's like their biology reacts to specific frequencies," Martins muttered as she adjusted her microscope. The breakthrough came at 3:17 a.m. on a Tuesday. Martins was examining how human cells interacted with alien biological material when she noticed a strange reaction. Human DNA, when exposed to certain exotic particles, created a unique energy signature. "Greg," she shouted, startling her sleeping assistant. "Look at this. Our DNA produces a quantum resonance pattern that disrupts their cellular structure." Johnson rubbed his eyes and peered into the microscope. "What does that mean?" "It means," Martins said with growing excitement, "that something in human genetics is fundamentally incompatible with Vrelga biology at a quantum level. We might be able to use this." Within hours, Martinez contacted the Earth Defense Coalition headquarters. Through secure communications, she explained her discovery to General Parker and his science team. In simple terms, she concluded, we can create a weapon that targets their specific genetic makeup while leaving humans unharmed. Technical genius Paul Wilson, formerly of NASA, joined the project from his hidden workshop in the Rocky Mountains. Wilson had already been experimenting with quantum physics applications in weaponry. If Dr. Martinez is right, Wilson explained to General Parker, we can develop a quantum displacement wave that affects only beings with specific genetic markers. It would be devastating against the Vrelga, but harmless to humans. Parker didn't pretend to understand the science. How long to develop a working prototype? 3 months, Wilson estimated. Maybe less if we get the resources we need. The general nodded. You'll have everything. This is now Project Reckoning. Hidden facilities around the world began manufacturing components for the new weapon. Resistance cells redirected their efforts to stealing specific equipment and materials. Engineers converted an abandoned mine shaft in South Africa into the main assembly plant. Security was paramount. Martins knew if the aliens discovered their plan, they would stop at nothing to prevent its completion. The project operated under multiple layers of secrecy, with each team knowing only their specific tasks. Meanwhile, the coalition implemented a new strategy, appearing to weaken while actually growing stronger. Resistance attacks became less frequent but more targeted, focusing on gathering intelligence rather than causing damage. This strategic shift confused the alien command. High Commander Grek reported to the Galactic Council that human resistance was finally breaking. The primitives learned slowly, but they learn, Grek transmitted. They now understand the futility of opposing us. The Council was pleased. Resource extraction increased, and plans for permanent settlement accelerated. But deep underground, Project Reckoning progressed rapidly. Wilson's team built a prototype device that could generate the quantum displacement wave. Initial tests on captured alien materials showed promising results. The wave causes their molecular structure to destabilize, Wilson explained as coalition leaders watched a demonstration. Essentially, it makes their atoms stop working together properly. One problem remained: power. The device required enormous energy to affect a large area. Martins worked tirelessly on a solution, finally discovering a way to amplify the effect using Earth's natural magnetic field. Alien sensors detected unusual energy spikes during testing, but couldn't identify their source. Vrelga scientists attributed them to Earth's unstable geological activity. By month 10 of the occupation, Project Reckoning was nearly ready. The coalition prepared for global deployment with secret transmitters installed around the world. Agent Michelle Hayes led the critical mission to infiltrate alien communication systems. Her team needed to ensure all Vrelga forces would be vulnerable when the weapon activated. "We're almost ready," General Parker told the coalition leadership. Soon we take back our planet. The day of humanity's counterattack began like any other under alien occupation. Vrelga patrols moved through conquered cities. Work crews of human laborers toiled in mines and factories. Council administrators reviewed resource extraction quotas. None suspected that today everything would change. General Alan Parker stood in the command center of the Nevada facility, surrounded by holographic displays showing positions of resistance forces worldwide. He checked his watch. 600 hours. All units report ready status. Communications Officer Judy Baker announced. Project Reckoning transmitters are online. Agent Hayes confirms infiltration of alien communication networks complete. Parker nodded. Send the activation code. Operation Payback begins now. Throughout the world, resistance fighters who had been hiding for almost a year emerged from shadows. They moved with practiced precision toward predetermined targets, alien command centers, weapon depots, and communication hubs. At exactly 6:15, Captain Ben Cooper led the assault on the Vrelga flagship hovering above what remained of Chicago. His team had trained for months for this mission. Using stolen alien shuttlecraft, they approached the massive vessel disguised as a routine supply delivery. Maintain radio silence, Cooper whispered as their craft entered the flagship's docking bay. Remember, we only need to hold position for 7 minutes. The moment they landed, alarms blared. Their disguise hadn't worked. Plan B, Cooper ordered. His team deployed, engaging the Vrelga security forces in the hangar bay. Though outnumbered, the humans fought with desperate intensity, knowing they only needed to survive until Project Reckoning activated. Similar scenes unfolded globally. In Beijing, resistance fighters seized the alien district headquarters. In Cairo, a team led by former Egyptian special forces captured a communications tower. In Rio de Janeiro, saboteurs disabled the shield generators protecting the regional Vrelga command center. High Commander Grek received frantic reports from all sectors. Impossible, he roared. How could these primitives coordinate such an attack? His tactical officer had no answer. Sensors detect unusual energy building in Earth's magnetic field. Commander. Origin unknown. At precisely 700 hours, Dr. Olivia Martinez activated Project Reckoning from her Boston laboratory. She closed her eyes briefly before pressing the final sequence. For Earth, she whispered. The quantum displacement wave spread outward, carried by Earth's magnetic field and amplified by the hidden transmitters. It was invisible to the naked eye, but its effects were immediate and devastating. Throughout the world, Vrelga soldiers suddenly collapsed. Their armored bodies convulsed as the quantum wave disrupted their cellular structure at the molecular level. Weapon systems failed as alien technology, utilizing their biological components, stopped functioning. Aboard the Chicago flagship, Captain Cooper watched in amazement as the Vrelga troops fighting his team fell to the floor, their bodies destabilizing. It worked, he breathed. Project Reckoning actually worked. His team quickly secured the bridge, finding the command crew incapacitated. Cooper activated the ship's communication system. General Parker, this is Cooper. Flagship secured. The weapon was effective beyond expectations. Around the world, resistance forces moved into previously impenetrable alien strongholds. Human prisoners were freed. Alien technology was captured intact. The Council's carefully planned occupation collapsed in less than 1 hour. The most dramatic moment came when General Karen Miller led the assault on the North American Command Center in former Washington, D.C. Miller, a tactical genius who had studied alien movement patterns for months, had positioned her forces perfectly. As the Vrelga guards fell to the quantum wave, Miller's troops stormed the massive structure. They found High Commander Grek attempting to contact the Galactic Council. Miller approached the alien leader, her weapon aimed steadily. In the name of Earth's united people, you are now our prisoner. Grek stared at the human female with disbelief. How? How did primitive beings defeat the greatest military force in the galaxy? Miller smiled coldly. You made one fundamental mistake. You thought technological superiority guaranteed victory. You never understood that humans fight hardest when our backs are against the wall. By nightfall, Earth's major cities were back under human control. Hidden coalition ships, retrofitted with recovered alien technology, emerged from underground bases and secret ocean hideaways to secure Earth orbit. Ambassador Jack Howard prepared to address the Galactic Council with humanity's terms. After a year of occupation and millions of deaths, Earth was not seeking peace. It was demanding justice. The Great Hall of the Galactic Council fell silent as the human delegation entered. Unlike the first visit a year ago, the Earth representatives did not appear nervous or awed. They walked with purpose, their faces showing the hardened resolve of people who had survived attempted extinction. Ambassador Jack Howard led the group, flanked by General Karen Miller and Dr. Olivia Martinez. Behind them came Captain Ben Cooper and 4 soldiers carrying the captured banner of the Vrulga High Command. The council members shifted uncomfortably in their seats. The sudden reversal of the Earth situation had shocked the galactic community. Just days earlier, reports indicated that the human homeworld was firmly under council control. Now, the entire Vrulga occupation force had been defeated, their ships captured, their soldiers either dead or prisoners. High Counselor Drek rose from his seat, his silver eyes carefully neutral. The council recognizes the representatives of Earth. Howard stepped forward. "We do not come seeking recognition," he said, his voice carrying throughout the chamber. "We come to dictate terms." Murmurs spread among the assembled delegates. A Sith representative stood up angrily. "This is unprecedented. Primitives do not dictate terms to the Galactic Council." Howard didn't flinch. "Perhaps you misunderstand our position. We currently hold 342 of your warships. We have 17,000 Vrulga officers in custody, and we have proven our ability to develop weapons that target specific genetic markers." He paused to let this sink in. "How many species sit on this council?" 12. 15. "We can modify our quantum displacement technology for each one." The chamber erupted in outrage, but fell silent when Dr. Martinez stepped forward and activated a holographic projector. Images appeared showing the devastating effects of Project Reckoning on Vrulga biology. "This is merely our first version," Martinez explained calmly. "We developed this in less than a year while fighting for survival. Imagine what we could create with proper resources and motivation." General Miller then presented evidence of the Council's war crimes, recordings of civilian executions, forced labor camps, and systematic destruction of cultural sites. The images were broadcast not just to the Council members, but to viewing screens throughout Council space. "You came to our world uninvited," Miller stated. "You killed millions of our people. You took our resources. You believed we would accept defeat." She gestured to Captain Cooper, who activated another holographic display showing Earth ships now equipped with modified alien technology. "Your mistake was giving us time to learn," Cooper said. "Humans adapt quickly." Ambassador Howard then presented Earth's terms. 1. Immediate recognition of Earth's independence and sovereignty over the entire solar system. 2. Reparations for all damages caused during the invasion. 3. Trial of all council members who authorized the attack on Earth. 4. Release of all worlds currently under similar occupation. 5. A new galactic charter with protections for developing species. "These terms are outrageous," shouted the Vrulga representative. "We will never accept them." Howard smiled coldly. "Then perhaps a demonstration is needed." He nodded to Martinez, who pressed a button on her wrist device. Instantly, the Vrulga delegate collapsed in pain, his cellular structure beginning to destabilize. "A targeted version of our weapon," Howard explained as Martinez deactivated the device, leaving the Vrulga gasping but alive. "We can deploy this across your homeworlds if necessary." The council chamber fell completely silent. "We prefer peace," Howard continued more softly. "But we will never again be victims. Earth joins the galactic community as equals or not at all." After hours of tense negotiation, the Council accepted all of Earth's terms. News spread quickly throughout the galaxy. On dozens of occupied worlds, subject species found hope in humanity's example. Several began their own resistance movements. 1 year later, a new galactic charter was signed. Earth led a coalition of formerly subjugated planets, creating a balance of power that transformed galactic politics. In the new council chamber, Ambassador Howard watched as the former High Counselor Drek approached him. "You must understand," Drek said quietly, "we never imagined humans capable of such resilience." 5 years after Earth's victory over the Galactic Council, humanity had transformed from victims to pioneers. The technological knowledge gained from captured alien ships launched a new era of human advancement. On the newly established Earth colony of New Hope, Governor Laura Reed watched as the morning sun rose over the alien landscape. The planet, 20 light years from Earth, was humanity's first successful colony beyond the solar system. "Beautiful, isn't it?" asked Chief Engineer Andy Clark, joining her on the observation deck. Reed nodded. "Hard to believe 5 years ago, we were fighting for survival. Now we're spreading among the stars." The colony housed 5,000 humans, with more arriving monthly. Similar settlements were being established on a dozen worlds, each carefully selected for compatibility with human physiology. Back on Earth, cities once destroyed by alien bombardment had been rebuilt using advanced materials and designs. Millions of people now worked in industries that hadn't existed before the invasion: quantum communications, gravity manipulation, and faster-than-light travel technology. Dr. Olivia Martinez, now head of Earth's Scientific Development Agency, led these efforts from her headquarters in Geneva. Her office overlooked a city that perfectly blended human architecture with adapted alien technology. "The latest reports from the Proxima Centauri outpost are promising," her assistant informed her. "The mining operation is yielding twice the expected resources." Martinez nodded. Project Reckoning, once a weapon of desperation, had evolved into peaceful applications. The quantum principles behind it now powered Earth's new energy grid and medical treatments that could cure previously fatal diseases. In orbit above Earth, Captain Ben Cooper commanded the EDF Defender, Earth's first true warship built using hybrid human-alien technology. At 1,500 meters long, it dwarfed anything humans had built before the invasion. "Status report," Cooper requested as he entered the bridge. "All systems nominal, Captain," replied First Officer Natalie Young. "The diplomatic delegation is ready to board for the journey to the summit." The Galactic Summit was a new institution, replacing the old council. Representatives from 40 species would attend, including many formerly subjugated worlds now free thanks to Earth's example. Ambassador Jack Howard prepared his notes for the summit in his quarters aboard the Defender. Though older now, with more gray in his hair, his eyes remained sharp and determined. "Earth proposes a mutual defense pact between independent worlds," he practiced aloud. "Together, we can ensure no species ever suffers unprovoked aggression again." The Alliance, as it would be called, represented Howard's vision for the future, a galaxy where power was balanced and diverse cultures respected each other's independence. Not all was peaceful, however. Some former Council species resented Earth's rise. Intelligence reports indicated the Zith were secretly rebuilding their military despite treaty restrictions. General Karen Miller reviewed these reports in her underground command center beneath the Rocky Mountains. "They're testing our resolve," she told her staff. "We need to show them that humanity remains vigilant." Earth's defense systems now included early warning networks spanning the entire solar system and beyond. The quantum displacement technology had been refined to serve as both shield and sword if needed. Most remarkable of all was the change in humanity itself. Where once nations had fought each other over resources and ideologies, the shared experience of alien invasion had united Earth like never before. In schools across the planet, children learned both Earth history and galactic politics. Universities offered courses in xenobiology and interspecies diplomacy. Cities welcomed visitors from friendly alien worlds, their strange appearances no longer causing fear. Former High Counselor Drek, now serving as a cultural attaché to Earth, observed these changes with fascination. Walking through a busy market in New Delhi, he watched humans and aliens trading peacefully. "Your species continues to surprise us," he told his human guide. "Most civilizations that survive such trauma become isolated and bitter. Humans are adaptable," the guide replied simply. "We take what life gives us and build something better." As the sun set on another day across Earth's expanding sphere of influence, humanity continued its remarkable journey from victims to victors to visionaries, forging a new path among the stars with determination that still left the galaxy speechless. The attack came at dawn on a Tuesday. No formal declaration of war, no final warning, just destruction raining from the sky. Earth's early warning systems detected the approaching Vrelga warships only minutes before they opened fire. Orbital defense platforms, hastily constructed over the past month, were the first targets. They exploded in brilliant flashes visible from the ground below. People in New York, Tokyo, London, and other major cities looked up to see strange lights in the morning sky. Many recorded videos on their phones, not understanding they were witnessing the first stage of an alien invasion. "All units, battle stations," shouted Captain Ryan Murphy aboard the Lunar Defense Base. "This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill." The base, Earth's most advanced military installation, housed 35 officers and 200 crew members. They had trained for this moment, but nothing could prepare them for the reality of alien warfare. 3 massive Vrelga battleships approached the moon, their weapons systems glowing with energy. "Enemy vessels on approach," reported Lieutenant Amy Gonzalez, her voice steady despite the fear. "Weapons charging." Murphy gripped the command console. "Launch all fighters. Activate defense grid." Earth's small fleet of space fighters streaked toward the alien ships. They were experimental craft, built using reverse-engineered technology from the Council's previous visits. "Remember your training," Murphy told the pilots through his headset. "Their ships have stronger frontal shields. Attack from multiple angles." On Earth, the situation deteriorated rapidly. Precision strikes hit military bases, power plants, and communication centers. Cities weren't directly targeted, but panic spread as infrastructure failed. Dr. Kate Williams watched from the underground research facility in Colorado as reports poured in. She had been working for weeks on understanding alien technology. "The Vrelga weapons use plasma energy," she explained to the gathered officers. "Their ships need to recharge after major attacks. That's our window to counterstrike." Back on the moon, Captain Murphy's forces fought bravely but were overwhelmed. The lunar base's main cannon managed to damage one Vrelga ship before being destroyed. Escape pods launched toward Earth, carrying survivors including Murphy himself. In Geneva, world leaders gathered in an emergency bunker. Ambassador Howard received reports of devastation from across the globe. "Casualties are in the millions," reported General Parker, his face ashen. "Their weapons targeted our defensive capabilities with surgical precision." Howard looked at the satellite imagery showing burning cities and destroyed military bases. How did they know exactly where to strike? Dr. Martinez studied the attack pattern. "They've been watching us for months. The scientific missions were mapping our defenses." On the 6th day of the invasion, the Vrelga commander Grek addressed Earth's population through hijacked broadcast systems. "People of Earth," his harsh voice translated into all major languages, "your governments have failed to protect you. The Galactic Council now assumes control of your planet. Resistance will bring only more suffering. Accept our rule, and you may live to serve the Council." In response, remaining military forces launched desperate counterattacks. Fighter jets challenged alien craft in Earth's skies. Submarines fired missiles at ships landing in oceans. Soldiers fought house to house against Vrelga ground troops in coastal cities. All failed. By the second week, governments collapsed. Major cities fell under alien control. Billions were dead or missing. Survivors fled to rural areas, mountains, and forests. In the Colorado facility, Dr. Williams refused to give up. Their technology has weaknesses, she insisted, working tirelessly with remaining scientists. We just need to find them. Captain Murphy, having survived his escape pod's crash landing, began gathering scattered military personnel in the Appalachian Mountains. We've lost the first battle, he told the exhausted soldiers around a hidden camp. But not the war. Across the world, other survivors began to organize. They salvaged weapons, stockpiled supplies, and established hidden communications networks. Humanity had been devastated, but not defeated. In the darkness of apparent conquest, the seeds of resistance took root.